Hi everyone, Father Marcel Martel from Henniker. We're in Stoddard, New Hampshire today. Stoddard is getting close to the Monadnock region, and we're going to be hiking along the Mount Monadnock, Mount Sunapee Greenway. We'll be leaving from the lot at Pitcher Mountain, where there's a lookout, and we'll be heading south today under the canopy. It's a great day to be out hiking. So Jesus calls us to follow him, and it means the physical and the social, intellectual and spiritual dimensions of life, following Jesus' way. And what we're doing today, we're following Jesus' walking around everywhere. Jesus walked almost all the time, except the times that he got on the boat and when he rode a donkey into Jerusalem. But other than that, Jesus walked along the sea, he walked along the paths in the region of Nazareth, through Judea to Jerusalem, walked in caravans with his family when he was young, and then the caravans get older folks as he grew older. A second part of following Jesus is becoming social. That doesn't mean that we're with people all the time. It means that we need to understand what we're like. Jesus was kind of an introvert. I kind of see myself as an introvert, replenished by time alone, like on a hike like this, in order to have the energy to go and to mix with people with tons of energy, and then he'd deplete his energy and then he'd go back to spend some time alone. But hiking was a way to get ready for those encounters. In the following of Jesus, there's the intellectual dimension to life. If we're going to have some balance, moderation in all things, we don't want to be bookworms, but we do want to find names for things. God has given to human beings the ability to name things. The story is told in Genesis of the power to name things given to Adam, given to every man and woman. We have the power to name things. Helen Keller, when she discovered everything's got a name, enabled her to understand the world all around her. Everything's got a name. The oak tree versus the maple tree, the spruce tree versus the balsam tree. Lots of balsams, our little Christmas trees here in New Hampshire. I'd like to learn. I think I need to start maybe taking a few online courses or doing some reading about, well, what are all the fauna and shrubs and plants and trees here in New Hampshire. There's a great variety of them. Everything has a name. Pope Benedict highlights that being a Christian is about being human, about having it all. Saint Irenaeus in the 2nd century pointed out that the glory of God is men fully alive, human beings fully alive. That means we incorporate all these different aspects of life, the physical, the social, the intellectual, and the spiritual. Break time. We come to realize that what brings it all together is the spiritual part of life. Jesus invites us to live life to its full, including, not exclusive to, but including the spiritual parts to life. Prayer is about connecting with God, the maker of heaven and earth, the God who continues to sustain all this life that abounds all around us. A life of prayer, exalting the name of God, praising the Lord and receiving his Spirit enables us to be replenished in the gifts of the Spirit. And of course, the gifts of the Spirit means knowledge and counsel and wisdom. And St. Paul tells us the greatest of the spiritual gifts is love, which is what we acquire through a life of prayer. I pray because I'm just wanting to be the most loving human being that I can be. it's nice to visit museums and the nice things that people have made, but give me the forest with its ferns and its trees and its the birds that are singing and the sky up above. It's great things of beauty. It's where civilizations have been built and rebuilt, and we pray will continue to be rebuilt in the years to come. So here's heading up to Pitcher Mountain to the lookout tower to be able to see a little bit of a glimpse of all the world around us. There aren't a lot of fire towers anymore. Planes are the ones that report fires in our New Hampshire forest, which are pretty rare. They do have a tendency sometimes in the spring, they're flare-ups. So the Pitcher Mountain has got one of the old-time fire towers. Now we've got all kinds of antenna that are using the tower to allow for communications in our modern forms of communications to be able to take place. Well, in Jesus' day, they didn't have any fire towers, but Jesus loved hiking up mountains. Great events in the scriptures are told about his being up in the hills, with a crowd going up to the mountain, transfiguration. Moses had himself hiked up Mount Sinai to get the Ten Commandments, and mountains and hills have always drawn the human spirit to draw more closely to God. The Bible reminds us that we do not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes out of the mouth of God. But like Pope John Paul once reminded us, the bread of angels is not enough. We also need to eat. Hiking, whether it's the sunshine is out or whether it's cloudy, I've hiked many times in the rain. It's beautiful. Looking to follow Jesus by recognizing that these four key parts to life. To follow Jesus by walking, to do it every day. Secondly, to do it so that we replenish ourselves to be able to connect with people. We want to spend time with people every day. To be able to realize I need to find words to describe what's going on, and words to describe what I'm feeling, and words to describe what's happening. We're given a language with which to speak, a biblical language, and a language of geology and of psychology and of economy. And so I realized I need to keep learning all the time. The woods works and the woods remind me of that. And finally, it's all about being able to pray, to connect with God. There's been praying going on in the past, on this past hike, future hikes. Prayer is about uniting with God in such a way that I become a much more loving human being in the likeness of Jesus than I could otherwise ever become.